Doug MPA back with another video. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button on the way in. I'd really appreciate it. It shows you support me and the content on this channel. Guys, just to reiterate, no single mothers on this side of YouTube over here. On my channel, if you don't have any kids, guys, no single moms ever. Single mothers are the most entitled, delusional group of women. And I keep finding stuff like this that just shows single mother delusion. I found a panel of British women. One of the women on the panel has 3 children by 3 different men. And it's trying to say it's not fair that guys like Eddie Murphy can be looked at as hot by women for having 10 kids, but then she gets judged for having 3 baby daddies. So let's get into this. And I'm just going to say it one last time. Guys, no single mothers ever. Ever. Don't swipe right on them. Don't ask him out. If you go out on a date or you meet a girl at a bar and she says she has kids, run the other way. Let's get into this.
Now, Eddie Murphy has spoken out about being judged for having 10 children. His kids are by 5 different women. The youngest is a baby and the oldest is 30. And he says that while men think he's crazy for having such a large brood, women find it sexy.
So I'm glad they started off with that distinction because, guys, I don't have any kids at all. I think having a kid right now, period, in this current day and age with the laws and stuff is crazy. And then men were cost benefit calculators. So 10 kids by how many different women? So all these men don't like the fact that Eddie Murphy, NBA YoungBoy, Nick Cannon are having all these kids in the West. They think that they're crazy, but women are the ones who keep lining up for this. I'm glad she made that distinction.
Sexy, Trisha.
Really? I wonder who he's talking to. I remember I've actually met Mr. Murphy.
Mr. Murphy.
Is he sexy?
We're on holiday in Hawaii, and in those days he was with Melanie Brown and
Mel B.
Mel B.
Yeah.
Side note, guys, I thought Mel B from the Spice Girls, the black girl, was the hottest one. She's definitely a childhood crush of mine. Side note.
And we were there as well at the same time. He's an interesting character. Do I find a man who's capable of spreading his seed far and wide sexy? Nah. I suggest the sexiness for some women might be not centre trouser, but to the right, i.e. the hip pocket. I mean, that might sound cynical.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So she's saying the money, and that's 100% true. 100%. Women, they want to get a child and a check. And Eddie Murphy did that how many times? And there's a lot of women out there. Nick Cannon's still going, guys. So, yeah, she's right.
Yeah, but if you are going to have a child with someone who's got loads of money and profile, you know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think that is more probably his own perception. That's what he's hoping it is. I mean, you cannot imagine a woman ever saying the same thing, you know.
So this is a girl that has the 3 kids, and listen to her verbal gymnastics, mumbo jumbo, typical modern women garbage. Let's go.
I definitely feel sometimes that women are judged if they have children with multiple partners.
As they should be.
How many children with
I have
dads?
3 children and they've all got different dads. And I definitely...
Guys, first off, leave in the comments how you think this happens. And do you have any sisters or any women in your life that have multiple baby fathers? And just put stories in the comments about how that happened. Because it's just crazy to me that these women have multiple children by multiple baby fathers. You let multiple men shoot up the club. It's crazy to me.
All right, Trish.
I didn't say anything, darling. You're talking to someone who's been married 3 times.
I'm joking. But it's one of those things,
But the implication is that you're, fast and loose. Have you had...
She is fast and loose. That's the only way. That's the common denominator right there.
Negative comments directed
I've read them about you. I would say that for men... Oh, Trisha, what's going on?
No, I thought it was really unfair, but I have read that about you.
God, you've got some clangers today, Trisha.
Give her a shovel now.
There is definitely people out there who find it offensive and
Offensive?
Yeah, because I think that don't forget that not long ago people were forced to stay in relationships that they weren't happy in because society
Here comes all the feminist rewritten history. Here it comes.
didn't allow them to say,
And of course, they didn't allow women to be happy. Watch, here it comes.
I'm not happy.
There
And
you
we're
go.
only just coming into
And women didn't have their own money.
or many rights, in all fairness. And I think we're only just coming into a place relatively freshly where women can say, actually, I'm not going to stand by that, and I think it's better for my children to leave this relationship. And then they're allowing themselves to move on with life and have more children without feeling guilty about it. So I think that...
So empowerment is having a child with a guy saying, I'm not happy and I'm going to take my children away from the situation. Guys, this is the modern world we're living in, and this is the modern woman.
A lot of the negativity comes from really old-fashioned views.
So they, like Ulrika, they call her, like, you hear phrases like 4x4 and things like that. It's disgusting. Nobody ever says that about a man, like Rod Stewart and Mick Jagger. Nobody ever talks about how many kids they've had.
Well, they do.
It's because I think on a fundamental level, women have to decide who they have sex with and shoot the club up. And then women have to carry the child for 9 months and have to bear the child. That's why. From a fundamental level, even the West hasn't moved on past the point where a man just needs to be able to financially provide for a child at a basic level. That's why child support is there. Women are so much more deeply involved into this, so their decision making is judged harsher. I don't know what they're not understanding about this.
But it's much more of a kind of nudge,
Virile,
wink, wink, always sort of going. So, I mean, the most important thing in all of this, though, is your family, your children, how you feel, and how,
Did you hear that? Your family, your children, how you feel. My, like Johnny Gill. Modern women.
how you manage it. So, I mean, do you have conversations within the family with the boys?
And they're all boys. Why do these women always end up having boys? These are going to be 3 defective children running the streets.
It's gorgeous, but that child, all those boys.
We're a very open family. I think that it's always complicated when you're in a blended family and when you know, there are different dynamics. However, they're all brothers and they're all my children and they will always be just family. There's nothing else to it. So when Joe and I decided to have Rex, we had to have a conversation with the children first to make sure that they were comfortable with that.
What do you mean first?
So she found herself a simp to be with her, accept her 2 kids, and then have another kid, and she's going to have a conversation with her younger kids about having another one? Ugh.
Well, so
At what stage?
trying,
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, we sat down with all of our children and spoke about the notion of having brothers and sisters and more to the family because it just didn't feel right to go on ahead without making sure that they were happy. And that's something I don't think that many people realise you have to do. You have to.
So, and that's the thing, another difference between men and women. Men, we have a different perception of what happiness is, especially when it comes to kids. She wants to make, this modern woman, like most women, they want to make sure they're happy at all times and their kid are happy at all times. But men, we realize life, you're not going to be happy a lot of the time. Life sucks a lot of the time. So men teach children and bring to a relationship the concept of life isn't going to be happy, but what are you going to do about it? We need to do something to make life happy so it's happy most of the time. And that's the difference.
Have those conversations.
But how did they react?
Well, luckily, they were happy because we went ahead and had a baby. No, luckily they were really excited about it. My boys were really excited and, you know, we just had to have a big, wide conversation and see how everybody felt.
But if one of them had been really upset and said, no, Mum, no.
I would have waited until they were happy. And if it didn't happen, then it didn't.
That's cap, dude. She would have bought that kid a couple of ice cream bars and then asked him again.
It happened, yeah, because... Listen, I feel so privileged to have 2 children already in my life who are just, you know, I'm so lucky. I'm so grateful for that. And yes, I always wanted more children and I expressed that to all of my friends and family.
Making me cry here.
But,
it's so emotional.
These talk shows are just toxic trash, guys. I'm sorry. We're almost done. we're gonna give it a couple of more seconds because I'm literally starting to get sick from this. But let's see how much longer we can make it.
You know,
So emotional.
if my children that I already had, who I was lucky enough and privileged enough to already have, if that would have made their life miserable or affected them in a negative way, no, I wouldn't have gone ahead and changed that.
You're an amazing mum, Steph.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there, guys. Once again, she says, "My kids, me, happy. My kids instead of their kids. My happiness, my children, my. The modern women is all about me. And I feel bad for the simp that had the third child with this woman. Because if a woman has 2 kids from 2 different men before, what makes this new guy think that she's going to stay? Guys, no single mothers ever. Like, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.